All right, welcome back to another FSBO Domination student interview. Today, I've got one of our new students. This guy, truly, I mean this when I say this, is a guy who's new to our training program. However, we were just talking off air, and your ability to execute and be coachable is something that inspires me to want to see you grow, want to pour into your career. So with me, I've got Joe Bennett. Joe, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me. I'm so honored.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, I'm excited to kind of share with the audience your story of before we're working together over the past couple of weeks. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but maybe your new outlook on your career, your motivation, and some of the things that you've learned across our working together over the past couple of weeks. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. So, so real quick. So I started with EXP, didn't know what to do. I fell into that bucket of new realtors that have no idea what they're doing, and really you're not going to make it. So I left for Keller Williams. They had great training. I went through Ignite with them. Past that, started to get some traction. I learned how to lead gen, and I knew something was missing. I didn't really know what it was. And then I was watching a YouTube video, and I've been calling expireds and doing cold calls. I was watching a YouTube video with Mariah, I forget her last name, Mariah Crawford, and you. And I'd watched a lot of her videos, Brian Cassell, a lot of other guys, and that's how I learned a lot about real estate. And I watched one of your videos, and I swear, it's like the conviction in your voice. You just knew what you were talking about. You just quickly established yourself as an expert with for sale by owners. I started watching a lot of your other content. I finally watched How to List 100 Homes in a Year. Probably watched it 20 times now. It's like my favorite video. And I've never spent money on a course. I just was like, I'm not going to do it. YouTube is free. Finally, I saw that you had a group, and I was like, I do not want to pay for this, but I think this might be the thing. So I got some more information, talked to you personally, and you guaranteed me really that if it didn't work, 45 days to give me my money back. And I swear within like 2 days of going through your program, just a couple days in, I had like 15 preview appointments. And I think the biggest thing with you is, you teach real estate all day long, and so does a lot of people, but you teach how to stay in real estate, the mindset, the daily disciplines, and the things you need to do to be able to do those real estate activities every day. And that's just like really changed everything for me.
Yeah, man, that's great. And so you just said a lot of things, right? So I want to unpack that a little bit. And because, again, we were talking off air, in this industry can be very, very challenging, as you know. There's a lot of great people in the industry that unfortunately just are not going to make it because of the discipline, the focus, and the skills required to really succeed in this business at a high level. Because people, Joe, get into this business for the wrong reasons, right? They think that it's a very sexy business until they get into it and find out very fast that it's a very, very difficult and tough business. And you went through that too, is that right?
Oh my gosh. I've done a lot of tough jobs. I own my own business. I've done a lot of different things. And yeah, I thought I was in it I was like, I'm finally going to have my time freedom. I'm going to make easy money. It's going to be just great. And I was like, this is the hardest job I've ever had. And I didn't understand why 90% of real estate agents fail. And now I do. It's incredibly hard.
So for people that are thinking about getting into the business or are new to the industry, why is it so hard, in your opinion? If you were explaining to a brand new person, they just passed their exam, Joe, I'm a licensed realtor, yay. What would you say to them that they're getting themselves into?
I would say this. I would be like, how do you expect to get transactions? How do you expect to sell homes? Like, how do you do it? Because they're not going to come to you. So what are you going to do?
I love it. And so it's so good that you said that, because that is the only conversation. People think, Joe, that they're coming in to be a practitioner. They're coming in to be a real estate agent. No. You're coming into a sales business. You just happen to be a realtor. Would you agree with that?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I swear, if you would have told me what this job was like before I joined, I don't know if I would have ever joined, but here I am. So
Yeah, and that's the thing that our industry continues to do a bad job of, is portraying something that it's not. And we've got 1.6 million realtors in the country. Over 50% did not sell one house in 2019, and so it's pretty wild. So all right, so before we met, you were at Keller Williams, going through Bold, going through some things. You said things weren't clicking, right? Or what did you mean by that? Like before we started working together, what was your approach and what wasn't working for you?
Yeah, so good question. So I did pay a coach. I do have a friend of mine that's like a really great broker that did tell me some great advice. He's like, always have a coach. And that guy really, I think I fell through the cracks a little bit with Keller Williams. Like they have great training, but my office has 300 agents. So I was paying a coach. He got me going, taught me how to lead generate. And I think I really like hit a wall to where I was like, okay, I kind of know what to do. I need to put this together though. I need a group. And once I watched your videos and your training, I was like, now I found the process, the mindset, the coaching. I was like, now I feel like, because there's a million YouTube videos, like, a million, like Tom Ferry, everyone out there, you can join anyone, follow anyone. But I was like, now that I found your group, your training, I can block out all the noise. I don't have to do any more Zoom calls. I can just focus on do exactly what you say to do, and it's working. And so I found the only thing that I need.
Yeah, that's huge. And it is very hard to block out the noise and all the distractions, because people are coming after us left and right, us being real estate agents. What is it about our program or me or what I teach from your perspective that resonates with you so much? Because everybody's a coach. There's thousands of people you can learn from in this industry. What was it that you heard that you like so much, and why is it working in your opinion?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think you're right. I never realized until I got into real estate that so many people make money preying off of realtors as fake gurus, selling systems, all this kind of stuff. And I was a little skeptical because you should be of everything. So once I found your training, one thing is I found that it was real. You were very realistic about the results. You have to do the work. You were very, like, you didn't give me the sexy version of real estate. It was really like, you have to do the work. And if you do the work, this is what's going to happen. And so it's really like, you're almost like a drill instructor, but I appreciate it because you kept it real. And if I want to be successful, we got to really not deceive ourselves and really do what we need to do to be successful.
I love it. And what you're talking about is the foundation of reverse selling. And that is setting great expectations with people without selling them the sexiness, right? And so that's what I try to teach listing agents. Instead of walking into a consumer's home and telling them how great you are and how easy it is, if you can communicate the truth, you'll connect with the consumer. So what are some big things that you've learned so far over the past month or so since we've been working together?
So yeah, great question. So I would say the most important thing is getting me personally, my mind, my body, ready and able to really withstand real estate. It is so incredibly hard. I remember when I first started, I could barely cold call for an hour. Now I can go for hours. I think for you bring so much more to the table than just good scripts and a good program. You focus on our mindset. I mean, I take cold showers. I hate it, but it really is changing my life. Even the pizza thing, I'm not even going to eat pizza anymore because I don't want to fall asleep. So I think you focus on the whole being of a real estate agent, not just saying the right things, but really like getting themselves prepared to endure a tough career. So whether it's the mindset stuff, the daily routines, waking up early, starting calls first thing in the morning. And I would say you set such an incredibly successful base. And then on top of that, it's tons of skills, training, and accountability and all that. I think the thing that changed my life the most is just the daily routines that I literally have it on my wall. I got to show you this.
Yeah, show me.
So I wrote down, I have this, and I look at it every single day. And I'm like, what time is it? Where am I at in the schedule? This is from your program. And yeah, there's so much, but I'd say the daily routine.
Yeah, that's good, man. I love that you have that. And I stared at that same piece of paper for nearly a decade, and I talked to you and all the other students about this same thing. It's like, Detach completely from taking listings, going to closings, scheduling showings. Just focus on the actions, the activities that lead to those things. When an agent, Joe, can fall in love with going to bed at night, knowing that I hit my contact goal, I smashed my schedule today, I ate clean, I worked out, I meditated. What happens in about 60 to 90 days is, yes, they're transformed as a human, but then the results start to come into their business. And then this person's completely transformed for the rest of their life, because people, Joe, are living this have to be lifestyle instead of be to have. And I don't know if I've ever taught you that yet, but what I'm trying to teach you is becoming the person who earns $1 million a year. Because what most people say is, I have to have the script in order to do this. I have to be at the right company. I have to have the right leads. I have to have the right wife. I have to have the right spouse. And once I have all those things, then I can do X, Y, and Z. That's completely backwards. Who must I become in order to accomplish those things? And that's essentially what you're talking about. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would say that, man, I would say that you could go anywhere in any industry, any sphere, and go change someone's life. And you don't have to know anything about it. You just know how people work. And yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's great. So walk me through, I want to understand kind of where you're at now with your business, and what do you see for yourself in the future and some of your goals?
Yeah, good question. So when I first got into real estate, I was doing some things right. I didn't even know I was making the calls. I was doing the follow-up. I was doing lead gen. I really learned how to lead gen. Now that I'm in your program, now that I'm learning different scripts, I'm practicing, I'm falling in love with pain, working out every single morning. I would say that now I don't really focus on how many listings I'm trying to get. I just kind of get them. I mean, I was at 1 per month, 2 per month, and I didn't even know how impressive that was until other people told me. And now your program, I'm averaging, last month I got 3 listings, and I've been in the business a couple months. This month I got 1, probably going to get 3. So it's pretty insane that a couple months in, I'm about to start averaging 3 listings a month, because people don't even know how to get listings in general. And yeah, so.
That's good, because my goal is to get all of our students to 4 listings a month, right? 48 to 50 listings a year. And when an agent can do that, their business explodes with the buyers, and they're able to do so many different things. And you're so close. And the thing we're talking about is being patient, right? You're so close, but never forget how far you've come in such a short amount of time. When you look back on this interview in a year from now, and you're doing 6, 8, 10, 12 listings a month, which is fully what I expect you to be, you'll look back and say, man, oh man, it's crazy, because, Joe, and I mean this, it's because of your consistent actions. That will be the thing that you look back on in a year, that you scream from the mountaintops to everybody and say, dude, there's no magic here. I just worked every single day. It's just been time that has passed. That's been the only differentiating factor in this equation. Would you agree?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I would say that anyone that is lost, if you're a new agent, older agent, and you just never really figured it out. I mean, I'm so blessed to have found you so early and to really have set such a foundation, because I'm not like some burnt out agent from years ago that's been doing it for years, doesn't know what they're doing. From the get-go, I'm getting to do things correctly. And I really do believe, like you're saying, like, I mean, my goal is 50 closings a year, but I know, like, if, as long as I'm with you in this group, like, I've surrounded myself with successful, hungry, ambitious people, that it's going to happen for sure.
That's great. That's awesome. Well, Joe, that's really good stuff, man. I appreciate you kind of walking us through your story and what you've learned so far. I think I'll leave with this. And my goal is to truly change the lives of the people that I'm fortunate enough to be in, like yours. And it's very difficult to communicate that to people that are always being sold to. And the skepticism is at an all-time high, which it should be. What would you say to people that reach out to us all the time, that want to get into our program, that want to be by your side, but they're skeptical in the beginning?
Yeah, it's a great question. First of all, I'm not being paid for anything. I mean, if you want to pay me for this interview, cool. So this is the thing, like, I'm even skeptical now. Like, it's wild that even I think we're just trained like that, that being a part of your group, I'm getting all this free stuff. I mean, I paid, and it's like, I'm like, wow, this is actually real and true. I've never paid for any programs. This is the first one that I did. And thank God it was like actually real. And I definitely understand how they feel, because I was the same way. I wasn't going to join until you got on the phone and you guaranteed me in 45 days, if I didn't like it, you give me my money back. And I was like, okay, I'm safe. If I don't like it, if it's not real, I'll get my money back. Within 2 days, I was like, I'm all in. This is real. I mean, I get it, but this is just, it's different. I think everyone has to experience it.
Yeah, and that is a unique value proposition, right? Removing the threat, taking away the risk of making decisions. This is how we list property, right? And so that's really, really cool, man. Well, I cannot wait, Joe, to have the same interview in a year from now and to see what your business looks like, what your team looks like, what your income looks like, what your life looks like, what your new diet looks like. You know, what does your spouse think about this transformation that you're going through?
She thinks it's wild. She's never seen me so consistent. She just went to the beach and I told her I can't go. She was like, what? I was like, I can't go. I have a strict schedule. I need to stick to it. I want to be successful. I got to do it every single day. She's never seen me get up early and just do these things. And even other people in my office are like, they're like, what are you doing? How are you getting all these listings? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just doing the work. I'm doing what I'm told. And it's just happening.
Yeah, man, that is so, I mean, you just give me goosebumps, right? And that's why I wanted to interview you, because I guarantee you, there's going to be a lot of people that reach out to you, you know, like, Joe, you inspired me. I want to say thank you for that interview you did with Brandon. And that's real, man, because you are such a coachable guy. You have such a bright future in front of you. You're going to be such a great leader in this industry. And I can't wait to be right by your side to help you get there. So appreciate everything that you're doing for yourself and for your family. You should be very, very proud of everything you've accomplished in such a short amount of time. Because I'm telling you, we're going to look back on this in a year or two, and it's only the beginning for Joe Bennett. So I appreciate it, man. Stay focused, keep committed, and I'll see you on our coaching calls real soon. All right, bud?
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it.
You got it, Joe. Talk soon.
All right.